we're going to anchor in the boards. Not the prettiest, but it worked. The way you'll anchor them in is you'll have one board out further, next there, one board out further, the next beat, and it'll just make them all even if you've never made a box before. I'll highlight that in a minute. the last screw. Here's the joints then. Goes here, drill in. You take this one past, line that up, drill in. Take that past, line up, drill in. Line that up, go past and drill in. This one's a little screwed up, but that's fine. It's fine. The whole idea there, when they're all equal length that way, with putting the board passing, it's not like you took the two on this side and the two here and here and kept them on the inside, put these on the outside and screwed them in. It would screw up your square that way. It's important because you want to make one of the big benefits, not one of the biggest, when you have all of your boxes here as 4 foot by 4 foot, you make domes that go over the top of them, cages, trellises and everything else. You can use them on any of your 4 foot by 4 foot boxes when they're all the same size. You can create, in essence, extra components. See here, this is a 4 foot by 4 foot box that I did here. And the same with this guy. I'll do different cold frames above them, covered in plastic, and create some some chicken wire cages to keep out bugs and stuff. And you can reuse it on all your different boxes. Far from perfect. I ended up with that corner a little too high, but like I said, that's fine. It's not going to really matter. I'm going to take now and dig in some of the rest of this soil, get a good seal on the bottom of it before I add in my leaves and ash, but on the bottom will go this cardboard and paper. I'll get that ready. Now we've got our base here sealed up a little bit. It's always easy to do this later, and the reason for that is we've got a lot of rabbits, groundhog. It's one of the problems when your community garden edges up to a nature preserve. There is a whole lot of nature that wants to come eat everything you're going to grow. So we've got this all in, and some extra shoebox cardboard here that like I've never really had problems with weeds growing up through whatever mulching that I'm putting in. I keep an eye on them enough where it's easy to pick the weeds out. But since I'm doing this box this way, and there's a lot of people I think who will have problems with certain kinds of aggressive weeds coming through, I thought I would demonstrate it with it. But like the other boxes I have, I've never done one of them with the cardboard first. This is the first one. Now I'm going to take that mix I did earlier with my ground up leaves and ash, add them in here. Now we'll spread that around. We want the worms here they love this cardboard cover. They will supercharge the worm habitat, and the rain, of course, will start breaking it all down as well. And it won't take long for this cardboard to get much more permeable, and you'll get your ash and mix coming through, breaking it down. But that's a lot of goodies right there with all that ash and ground up leaves. I'll also be dumping in here quite a bit of other organic material. I've got extra compost I've been doing in the summer, throughout the summer, that I'll bring over. Horse manure as well. A lot of people will shy away from the horse manure because they think that there's going to be all these seeds and a bunch of weeds are going to grow, but I haven't had any trouble with it.
what does grow seems to be pretty healthy grasses that the horses want to eat, that I have no problem if a few of them are growing in there. I just rip the tops off and shred them up like everything else and keep applying them as more organic material. So it's almost like a symbiotic relationship between the weeds and the plants, if the weeds don't get too out of control, for the ones in the box. Another huge benefit of the box is probably what I like about it the most is it's an isolated unit. If you look at like Machu Picchu and all these other places where they've had the royalty controlling the farming and the way they had all this extra labor do it, when you get ground to here and then an elevation change, all these weeds here are going to encroach like mad over this. I'm going to put wood mulch around this. It'll help, but when you have it isolated, you know every single thing that you don't seeing in here. It's very easy to prick out, and the rest of the encroaching weeds, it might be starting over here, but it's going to all grow, and it's not going to get up in this box by any means. It'll stay down here. It'll hit this, and it won't go anywhere near the box. You're going to get seeds blowing in here and everything else, of course, but like I said, you know, if there's something you see in the box growing you don't like, you check it often enough, it's going to be just a ½ inch tall. All your soil in this is extremely loose, and you just, one little prick, it's gone. Unlike over here, when you get this stuff growing in heavy clay, this stuff is just absolutely brutal to pull out. See, it just broke, the roots all stay. That's because this is all compacted clay, where in your boxes it's never that way. Everything you're doing is to keep that soil very porous, very light. You're keeping the habitat for the worms and a lot of other microorganisms all happy. It's continuously breaking down. It's not going to be compacted hard clay where when something grows in it, it takes dynamite to get the weed roots out. You just flick it out. But not like this. To get 1 square foot of these weeds pulled out, you'd be doing some serious effort. It's not at all like that in your grow boxes.